Tech giants are facing tens of millions of dollars in penalties if they fail to act on violent or extreme material on their platforms. Meta, Google, X, Telegram, WhatsApp and Reddit have received legal notices from Australia's ESafety Commissioner in response to a surge in reports of harmful content. The ESafety Commissioner, Inman Grant, joins us live now. Julie, thanks for joining the program and thank you for your time. What kind of surge in complaints are you receiving? What type of things are people looking at on the internet that they're concerned about?
Well, terrorism online has been a problem since the early days of the internet, but we now know that 71% of Australian teenagers are seeing seriously harmful content like this online. And our counterparts in the UK last week indicated that kids in primary school are starting to see violent extremism content on a regular basis. And we cannot let this content be normalized and our children anesthetized to its impacts.
No, and I don't know whether you can single one platform out as being a worse offender than the others, or can you? Some of the worst content being seen on X or Facebook or Instagram? Which is it?
Well, there is a broad spectrum of harms and harmful content coming from groups from all political stripes. It may be war conflict in terms of Israel-Gaza, it may be Russia-Ukraine, it may be Islamic State, it may be far-right extremism and or misogynistic tropes that spill over into real-world harm or conspiracy theories. So there's a range of content, and each of these platforms is used in different ways. So the most prevalent platform is Telegram when it comes to the prevalence of terrorist and violent extremist material, but that is a closed security messaging service where a lot of organization for terrorist acts and sharing of manifestos is known. Google's YouTube is ranked second. And of course, I know when I come home from work, I sometimes find my twins looking at an endless scroll of YouTube. And this is what we're worried about in terms of algorithms. Now, Twitter comes in third, and then Meta-owned Facebook and Instagram round out the top five and fourth and fifth, respectively. Reddit is a new target, and we know that the Buffalo Shooters Manifesto cited Reddit as the service that played a role in his radicalization towards violent white extremism. So we're asking a broad set of questions, and we're giving them 49 days rather than the regular 28 to be able to respond to these in a fulsome way.
Julie, the algorithms are a real issue here because, we always hear from whether it's the boss of Facebook or others that, they're constantly tweaking the algorithm. It's community-based, blah, blah, blah. But I've noticed even with Princess Kate, for example, there's so many conspiracy theories about where she is and what's going on with that situation. And the algorithm, without even following some of these accounts on X, for example, X is throwing up more conspiracy accounts than legitimate news sites, and that's got to be bad for society in general, and it really skews our thinking.
Well, and we exposed in our last regulatory notice to Twitter X around online hate that they had actually excised 80% of their trust and safety engineers, more than 50% of their content moderators, and 80% of their public policy people. So if you don't have the right tools and technology or trust and safety infrastructure in place or the people to deal with this content, that's problematic. And yes, algorithms are being tweaked for maximum engagement, but we're also concerned about the exploitation of live streaming, recommender systems, but also we're concerned about reports that terrorists and violent extremisms are moving to capitalize on the emergence of generative AI and are experimenting with ways this new technology can be misused to cause harm. So we need to know that these companies, where they're integrating generative AI capability, have put in sufficient guardrails that are robust and effective.